Hi guys and welcome to Throwzone.com. This is Mohit Soni. What you're looking at is the Lexus ES300H that has come to us for a test after a really long time, because there has been a facelift, of course. And why do I say that the car has come after a long time? Because the powertrain and most of the car remains the same despite it is a facelift. So what we're going to run you through are the brief changes that have happened in the car, and which are not a lot of changes, and that's the reason why. Let's go ahead and see what the car is all about. This is of course the ES, and as you can see, the front grille is slightly new, and the LED lamps, the LED DRLs are very sharp and very nice, and the front grille design also has changed to a certain extent. The alloy wheels of course are also new. They are not very wind turbine like the past. These are much more angular sort of alloys, and the side profile continues to be fantastic, elegant, and really well done. It is, like I said, of executive luxury sedan. So this goes against the likes of the BMW 5 Series, the Audi A6, and the Mercedes E-Class, and at least the positioning is done in that way in India, and it of course international markets as well. But it's just that a lot of people are confused, and that's the reason why we're letting you know. This is how the car looks like from the back. Subtle changes to the tail lamps, and which look kind of nice and very futuristic. Again, this profile also is something that you will really appreciate. You've got a lip spoiler over there, the blue badging for the hybrid that this car is, and this is of course the ES300H. Yeah, I think that is what the car is all about on the side. Really good looking in every single angle. And let's get inside the car, and let's begin with the back. Let's go a little more back. Check out the boot first, because this boot is slightly low on space because of the batteries that are on offer with the hybrid system. So it isn't very deep, but it is quite wide and big enough to swallow a lot of things that can be tucked in a different way, sliding way, in a horizontal way. It can take a lot of that stuff, and at the same time you do get toolkits and etc and all of that as well. So yeah, that's what the car is all about at the back. Apologies for the sunlight, can't help it. Let's get in the back and see. You have endless knee room and leg room on offer. Under thigh support is also brilliant. Fast charging points, 12 volt socket, 120 volt socket, AC vents, Boss mode for the seats, and what you get here is this pad that you can control all the infotainment systems on offer, including the sun blind at the back. Lights are all LEDs at the back. Armrest still has some space to keep some stuff, and yeah, that is what the rear experience is like. You've got this very soft touch material everywhere. You've got wood, you've got blinds which are manual, and these are the cup holders also seen here. Yes, we can close this and see. You can get 3 people on board, but this large center tunnel will play a bit of a problem for them. I think a small adult or kids can sit here just fine. Space to keep some stuff, and here as well. Door pockets are also big enough, and you've got this very small sunroof here, which is as a manual blind as well. Yeah, that's what the rear experience is all about. Really comfortable at the back. Almost feels like a long wheelbase car. The kind of space you're getting here, which is brilliant. In fact, quite good in this segment. The comfort that you get here is really good. We know Lexus is all about comfort over sportiness, and this is clearly visible here in the back seat. The Mark & Levinson system is absolutely brilliant, and it is one of the top 2 sound systems that you can get in the world. I am always looking forward to these systems, and it never really disappoints, and I think it's only Lexus that is offering this as standard through all their cars. And the wattage and the speakers keep on changing, but that's about it. Rest of the manufacturers offer something else, but Lexus is sticking to this, and sticking to the absolute best indeed. Let's get inside. At the front, full adjustment for the seats. Memory seat buttons are here. Ventilation and heating both are on offer, as you can see here. Start stop button. The HUD button is here. You can see, you can switch on off from here, and this is lock unlock. Power knob. This has a very distinct feel to this. It isn't your typical dial. Feels very smooth and easy to operate. Cup holders, charging points, can be seen here. You can close this as well. There is space here as well. You can pop this out to use as a cup holder and keep it much higher, or you can fold it and use the entire thing. Button to open the center armrest, which has a wireless charger here, and you've got a very old CD player here as well. So that's what the space and the wireless charger tells you about this car, is that you can open it both ways to see what it is. And press of a button here, you can see the glove box is on offer, and it isn't really spacious, illuminated or chilled. Mousepad continues to be on offer, and that is the big change. Screen has changed. It is now a touch unit, and you can go through all the options here, go into menu, and setting up your phone is easy. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is here on offer. Old school buttons for the AC, which is brilliant. The AC also works really well, and you've got passenger side memory seats as well as powered, as well as heated and cooled. The height adjustment and the steering adjustment is also all electric. You get this really nice dial here, and which is shows you tons of information here, which is very similar to Lexus and Toyota cars. So this is actually quite brilliant. You get a lot to see, including TPMS, and that is the fuel efficiency meter, which I will explain in great detail while I'm driving and tell you what actual fuel efficiency you can get from this car. The sunblind button is here as well for the chauffeur to control. The hidden electronic parking brake is also on offer here. You don't end up using it much because you can't see it unless you find it. You will be just plonking it into P and D and everything else. So yeah, I think that's what the cabin is all about. Really high quality, nothing really you touch feels bad. There is this nice wood. It's got a hint of old luxury cars, and I will not name them this time, but yeah, it's got that sense of occasion here. And those are the buttons for that, and you got a very slow motion button here for this small pocket as well. Automatic wipers and headlights are on offer. Automatic IRVM is on offer. Sunroof on off buttons are here, and touch light is on offer, which is LED as well. So this is what the interior is all about on the Lexus. High quality, very royal, very regal, and Toyota has tried very hard to spruce up the cabin in the facelift. Despite there aren't much changes here, but the addition of touchscreen makes it much better and much more convenient, because that was not the case earlier. We are now waiting for a full revamp on the interior, which I also think should happen. I can't say sometime soon, whenever that happens, because this car definitely needs that as well. And it's also the fact that we are testing the car after a really long time after the launch. So that also makes us realize that this car has been how dated this car is in certain areas. Most of it still continues to be brilliant in any other aspect. If you even if you start counting it, the comfort, the experience, and what Toyota and Lexus stands for is being delivered here. Let's see how it drives. We are out driving the Lexus ES300H, and what is it like to drive? Well, I'm getting behind the wheel of the car after a really long time. When I say that, I mean the fact that this has been the same powertrain. It has been on sale since the very first time it was launched, and there has been no changes on the powertrain aspect. So I'm going to still remind you, because it's been a while, on what this car is all about, because it sort of deserves appreciation for what it is and how different it is in the segment and how unique it is in this segment. The 2.5 liter motor is a 4-cylinder unit. It is a hybrid motor, so the batteries are charged when the engine brakes or when you deaccelerate, and most of the time in traffic you will be in electric mode, and that makes for a fantastic combination, because what you get is a lot of fuel efficiency because of that. Since you're in traffic, you're in electric mode all the time, and while you're coasting also, sometimes you jump into EV mode. Sometimes while you're driving also at like 60-70, you can jump into EV mode on its own. That also gives you a good boost to the fuel efficiency. This car can return almost 14 to 15 kilometers per liter in real life driving conditions. We've done almost 500 kilometers on it, and the tank range is set to be around the 700 kilometer mark. So if you see the 700 kilometers or even 800, because I've been driving slightly fastly here and there at times when I could, you can get 800 kilometers out of the fuel tank, and divided by 65 you can already see the numbers are quite high. They're around the 14 to 15 kilometers per mark, and that is really impressive considering the fact that this car still does 0 to 100 in 8 seconds, which is respectable, not quick enough for a vehicle of this size. This car of course compares against the likes of the 5 series and the A6, not the 3 series like everybody else tells you, or the C class. This is a car which is a proper executive luxury car, can deliver almost 14 to 15 kilometers and maybe even more. It can touch the 17 kilometer mark as well. So that is really good fuel efficiency considering you're still getting a 200 kilometer an hour top speed and 0 to 100 like I said in 8 seconds. Mid range is also quite good, and all of this again despite the fact that this is a naturally aspirated motor making around 200 bhp of power, 220 newton meters of torque, combined with the electric motor and the petrol engine together, mated to a CVT gearbox. So this combination that you see is very, very unique and very simple. At the same time, it is delivering on performance, on efficiency by a long shot, and it is also delivering on refinement as well. Needless to say, this is a petrol motor from Toyota, mated to a CVT. It is terrifically refined. You can't hear anything inside the cabin when it comes to the engine. Road noise of course creeps in because the tires are big and the sidewall is low, and low profile tires will make noise, despite the fact that these alloy wheels are actually quite special. I remember Lexus telling me that it has these hollow vents inside the alloy wheels made in a very special way to make sure that the noise is goes away from that chamber and make sure that you get as less noise as possible. And I can see we are running on 18 inches, and despite that, road noise is really well in check, wind noise is well in check, traffic noise is also well in check. The glasses are quite thick, but I think there is some improvement needed in that aspect. Apart from that, small criticism, I think that is what the powertrain is all about. It is efficient, it returns very good fuel efficiency, it is good on performance, it's got good top speed, mid-range, low end, all is good. Drivability is downright brilliant. Most importantly, effortless and jerk free because of the CVT and naturally aspirated transmission. Even if I put the throttle full throttle, there isn't a big of a jerk that comes from other traditional engine and gearbox combination. That also makes cars more fun than this. And this is only for sedate driving because let's admit as CVT has some rubber band effect that is happening here, but if you use the throttle gradually, if you drive this car sedately, you will get hooked to this because it's very addictive, because the kind of comfort and effortless character that this car molds you in, it just becomes something that you want to do again and again. I've been driving this car more than any other car in a recent time that I've been testing, because it is just so effortless to drive that I don't hesitate to go out, drive to do something or the other. Like now I'm shooting and I've done some errands. I went to Bombay from Pune and back. So all of that has been so stress free that I've returned home without any much of a stress from driving. So clearly the Lexus ES wins in that area by a big margin, and that is what its strength is. What is not really its strength is, I think, a couple of things. The ground clearance, of course, could have been better. You will have to go the crisscross way if you're fully loaded. Well, normally you should be just fine, when you're 1 or 2 persons up or 3 persons up. It should not be a problem. Otherwise, you will have to get off the speed breakers in a zigzag way. Secondly, handling isn't that great. There is a lot of body roll, and it is front wheel drive. There is torque steer when you push harder, there is torque steer stopping you, there is body roll that is discouraging you, but at least the steering is very precise, very light, gets heavier on the highway as well, gives you the kind of confidence that you look forward to. And it is rock solid, it is comfortable, ride quality is brilliant at all speeds, and especially the low to medium speeds, ride quality is exceptionally good, and one of the reasons why it is very stress free to drive. So I guess that's what the Lexus ES is all about, and it is everything that you need, but it isn't the most sportiest of the lot, but it isn't meant to be in the first place. I think when the turbo engine comes, when other engines are introduced with this car, which I think will happen in the next few years, nothing really seems to be planned initially, but when all of that happens, it might become a bit sportier. Right now, it is one of the best luxury executive sedans you can buy. If you want to drive yourself or sit back and relax as well, you will really appreciate the extra level of effortless and stress-free behavior that this car offers. And like I said, you will be really addicted to it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our website and social media for everyday updates. Until then, goodbye.